Hey team, so if you're watching this video, you most likely finished the 8-week transformation challenge and want to know how to progress post-challenge. And even if you're not, I can guess that you're most likely looking for a method to lose weight and keep it off. In either case, I've got you covered. So first things first, can you believe that 95% of people who hit their goal weight regress back to square one within a year? Personally, as a coach, I think that's pretty alarming and means we need to figure out how we can stop that from happening to you guys. So it doesn't matter how hard you work in 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, no matter how long the challenge is. If you don't find a way to sustain the habits that you did during those 6, 8, 12 weeks, you're eventually going to find yourself in the same position as when you originally started the challenge. So now you may be asking yourself, well, what do I need to not end up like 95% of people? So the answer is it's a little tricky. It depends. It depends on your current progress, your goals, how your body's feeling, and what really your end goal is. The good news is that if you want to keep losing weight, we have some options for you. And if you hit your goal and want to maintain, we also have options for you as well. The short answer is if you want to keep losing weight, you need to stick to your macros and habits while touching base with the coach frequently. If you want to maintain, you need to gradually increase your food while monitoring your weight while maintaining your habits. But before we dig more into these options, you have to understand a little bit about weight loss so you're fully committed to the plan. So you've probably heard this before, but in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. All a calorie deficit means is that you're burning more calories than what you take in. If you consistently burn more calories than you take in, you're going to lose weight. The tricky part of that is that the longer you're losing weight, the harder it is to keep losing weight for 3 key factors that we need to learn to overcome. So, taking a look at the board up here, the reason number one the thing that we need to overcome the most when it comes to weight loss is basal metabolic rates. The longer and more severe of a calorie deficit you're in, the more your BMR is going to decrease over time. All right. So if my BMR decreases, my total calories that I'm burning per day is going to decrease. Total calories goes down, means I'm going to have a harder time losing weight. So as you lose weight, the reason the BMR goes down is because it takes less energy to support less weight. So if you've lost 100 pounds, you're going to take less calories to support yourself. And really the best thing you can do to preserve your BMR is to maintain your muscle mass as much as possible, eat enough protein, and not worry about doing anything extreme from a diet and exercise perspective. Basically, conclusion, as you diet and lose weight, BMR is going to naturally go down over time. The number 2 thing that we need to overcome is called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's a pretty cool word, so we just call it NEAT. So NEAT is all the movements and activity outside of exercise that contribute to calorie burn. NEAT is a secret weapon to weight loss. So as you diet and you have fewer calories that you're eating, your body will naturally want to preserve more energy, dramatically decreasing your physical activity. You'll naturally going to move less, fidget less, and your drive to be active will decrease. So essentially, as you continue to diet, NEAT also goes down. But a pro tip here, again, NEAT doesn't need to be complicated. It's actually quite simple. Track your steps, try to get a consistent step count every single day, or try and increase your daily movement every day, which is going to increase the calories that you burn from NEAT. Now, the third thing we need to work on is exercise activity. So believe it or not, exercise only contributes a small amount of daily calorie expenditure, something like 10%. We exercise so we can maintain muscle and overall health, not necessarily just for calorie burn. And as you progress, your body will become more efficient with working out. While that's a good thing, you are going to burn less calories for the same amount of work. So your exercise activity is also going to go down. So the key here with the exercise activity is, again, just making sure you're working out consistently. It's going to maintain your body muscle and keep your BMR stable. So there's one more factor here that's we don't consider extra important, but just something to touch on is the thermic effect of food. As you're eating more food, more calories are going to be used from that food to process and digest that food. As you're eating less and less food, less and less calories from that food will be used. So all this stuff basically points to as we diet longer, we burn less and less calories. This isn't meant to discourage you. This is just the reality of dieting and losing weight. Our job is to tell you the truth and educate you so that you're informed and you know why you're doing what you're doing. And now that you're informed on how your metabolism works, we want to educate you on why it's super, super important. It's very critical to follow our post-challenge recommendations and keep the healthy habits you've created during the challenge. Now, if you go straight back to your old way of eating and not working out, you're going to end up in the same place that you started, and you're probably going to get there fairly quickly before you know it. So if you're finishing the challenge and want to keep losing weight, here's really 2 options here. If your body's feeling good and you've been losing weight consistently, continue on your current plan for about 12 up to 12 more weeks with consistent feedback from a coach. After all, we want to make sure you're still making progress and your body continues to feel good. We want to keep these numbers up as high as possible while still losing weight. Option number 2, if this sounds like you, if you're feeling fatigued, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling constantly hungry and also not losing weight, the key here is going to be gradually adding calories back into your plan. Yes, you can create a calorie deficit by increasing calories. So, talk about dieting, everything moves down. When we go to maintenance, think about what happens. We increase our muscle, we increase the amount of food we're eating, increase the calories. The BMR, our basal metabolic rate, how many calories you're burning at rest, is going to go back up. Our activity outside of exercise is also going to go up. When you have more food, you're more energized, more willing to move. And third, exercise. Activity is also going to go up. Again, that goes hand in hand with the other activity. When you're well fed, when you're well hydrated, you're going to work out a lot harder, burn a lot more calories. And of course, the thermic effect is also going to go up relative to the amount of calories that you're eating. So once your metabolism has adapted and you're able to add in more calories, you're going to slowly bring